Now, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. As we move from the Middle East to the Midwest, for more than a week now, Wisconsin's been the focal point in a national fight to protect workers' rights. Republican Governor Scott Walker sparked an uproar after announcing plans to cut pay and eliminate collective bargaining rights for public employees. The unions have agreed to accept all Walker's proposed cuts, which would see them pay 12% of their health benefits, half their pension costs, but the unions have refused to relinquish their right to collective bargaining. As the standoff continues in Wisconsin, the struggle is intensifying in other states. On Monday, Iowa's Republican Governor Terry Branstad called for a measure that would bar public workers from negotiating their health benefits. In Indiana, Republicans have proposed a bill to remove union membership as a condition of employment. Meanwhile, in Ohio, tens of thousands are expected to pour into the state capital of Columbus today for a rally against Senate Bill 5. The measure would require state employees to abandon collective bargaining, pay more toward health insurance premiums, and switch to a so-called merit-based pay system. Republican Governor of Ohio, John Kasich, has said public employees who go on strike should lose their jobs.
If they want to strike, they should be fired under this, you should not allow, look, you can have a change in the law that says, and again, these decisions are not finally made, but, there are ways to say that you're not going to strike, and we're going to continue negotiations without a binding arbitrator.
And just make sure I'm clear, you do not think police and fire emergency services should have the right to strike?
I really don't favor the right to strike of any public employee, okay? That's my personal philosophy. How practical that is to implement, but my personal philosophy is I don't like public employees striking, okay? They got good jobs, they got high pay, they got good benefits, a great retirement. What are they striking for?
That was Republican Governor of Ohio, John Kasich. For more on the struggle from Ohio to Wisconsin, we're going to start in Wisconsin because the Reverend Jesse Jackson is walking with a group of students into school, their first day back to school in, more than a week. He is part of this rally to reopen the Wisconsin schools. Reverend Jackson, welcome to Democracy Now! I know you're headed to Ohio, where we're going to go next, but talk about the scene right now where you are in Madison.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us.
Well, it is an awesome scene here where workers are fighting for basic economic justice, and yet they go back to school today because there's no conflict between children pursuing an education and teachers having job security at the same time. I recall in the 60s we would be marching and studying, sometimes taking our books to the jail cells. And so teachers are going back to school today, but the struggle here for workers' rights for collective bargaining will not stop. I would request to have educational equity for all of the children.
Reverend Jackson, we were just playing a clip of actually the Ohio Governor, John Kasich. You're headed to Ohio next. But talk about Madison as ground zero for this worker rebellion, citizen rebellion in Wisconsin.
What is significant here is that it's no longer about workers making economic concessions. It's about the government wants to deny workers the right to collective bargaining. He wants to move to a real states' rights ideological posture. And workers should not give up their basic right to collective bargaining. Dr. King's last act on earth, marching in Memphis, Tennessee, was about workers' rights to collective bargaining, their rights to dues checkoff. You cannot remove the roof for the wealthy and remove the floor for the poor. And that's what's happening with the Glass-Steagall Act, removing the roof for the bankers and making corporations be a person, remove the roof for the rich, and then crush the floor for working people. And that's not right. And workers should not be the scapegoats to this economic collapse. Workers are not the reason why we had the home foreclosure crisis with greedy banks and lack of oversight. It's not workers' fault that we misinvested into Iraq and Afghanistan for $1 trillion. A $1 trillion tax deal at Christmas time. You cut taxes for the wealth and cut jobs for workers. Workers should not and must not be the scapegoat for this. Again, the beauty here in Madison is that at least in places like Libya, they don't have the right to fight for the right. In America, we do. We exercise that right to fight for the right.
Well, Reverend Jackson, I thank you for being with us. We're going to be going to Ohio in a minute, where you're headed to